Now, some part of the city have been experiencing water interruptions over the past few weeks, and residents of the Khomasdal and Ochomwise at some point had to endure the entire weekend without water. Recently, the city of Windhoek issued a notice of indicating that there will be water supply interruption scheduled on the 15th to the 29th of July. I'm now joined virtually by Lydia Amutenya, the External Communication Officer at the City of Windhoek, to give us more insight on the matter. Good evening, Ms. Lydia. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
All right, thank you so much. Now, if you just dive into the matter, what are the reasons that spate in water interruptions in the city lately?
Okay, mostly due to pipe burst. That is when it comes now to the unplanned water interruptions. Unplanned meaning that we did not schedule to do some work on a pipeline, and maybe the pipe burst because of either aging infrastructure or maybe it was hit during the construction of this and that, and the pipe burst. So those are the ones that I'm referring to, that it can occur as a result of any of those that I just mentioned.
Right. Now, what are the water levels of aquifers supplying the city looking like it currently?
Well, the city, the levels are quite okay. Let me say we are thankful of the rain that we received this year. We received quite a significant amount of rain. Without going into technicality and confusing the public with these technical terms, it's just to indicate that the levels are quite okay. The rain has really given us sufficient water, but that does not mean we should not save water.
All right. Now, apart from water interruptions that a lot of certain suburbs are being complaining also about the brownish water that from taps, that could this cause, I'd say, is it safe rather for human consumption? I'm sure a lot of residents would like to know this.
Well, I'm not sure whether there's a specific case at hand as we speak now, because before this interview, I just checked with our labs, our laboratories where the water get tested, and there was no concerns registered with regards to the discoloration of the water in the city. And if it's happening, maybe it's in the areas where it has not yet been brought to the attention of the city of Windhoek. But in general terms, water discoloration or brown color, as we might put it, it can be caused by various issues. It can be because of a pipe burst that was experienced in the area, and the water has not, those particles, they have not settled down very well after the pipeline was repaired. It can also be a concern if there's some serious issues that got into the water, but that is mostly, I don't want to say unlikely, but if it happens, then we are likely as a city to pick it up first before the residents, because on a weekly basis, we do, the labs do collect water and test them to just double check and make sure that our water is still fit for human consumption. And the testing is really testing that is done with high standard testing that we do at our labs. So we will pick up any anomaly that may be in our water and inform the resident accordingly. So most of the cases that we receive is mainly due to the pipe burst, and that is nothing, it shouldn't be a concern. It shouldn't cause any panic, because then after a few moments, then it will just clear. But if there is any concern from the public side, and they want the city to come and have a look at whatever point of water where they have concerns, we can just be contacted as a city of Windhoek. Our laboratory can be contacted on 061-290-3470, and we will come and take some samples to just double check that everything is under control.
Now, like I mentioned in my introduction, there is a scheduled water supply interruption on the 15th and 29th July. Can you perhaps just share the details on the reasons for the interruption and how long it will be, and which parts of the city will be affected?
Well, this is a planned water supply shutdown to Windhoek as a whole by NamWater, our bulk water supply. It means that there will be no water flowing from the NamWater side to the city from Friday, the 15th of July, from 6 o'clock up to Sunday, the 17th at 6 o'clock. And again on the 29th of July from 6 up to Sunday, the 31st at 6. NamWater is busy with some work on that pipeline, Okahanja-Windhoek pipeline. And as a result, there will be no water flowing to Windhoek during those days, in particular time that I just mentioned. Now, the impact, the residents of Windhoek in general, we shouldn't be concerned much. However, we are just calling the residents to use water sparingly during that period, because we will be relying on the city's own source of water, which is our boreholes and in the reclamation plant that the water that we reclaim from the city, not receiving water from NamWater, which is our main bulk supplier, and usually supplies us about 60% to 70% of our water consumption in the city. So during the period of the shutdown, the city will then commission the borehole scheme to be a argument the supply of water in the city during a specific period. And that's why we are calling for the usage of water to be used sparingly during this particular period, because we're relying on a source, a city of Windhoek water sources only, not the supply from NamWater.
Right. Now,
and maybe to add, the Braakwatel, in Braakwatel area, there are residents who are supplied with water directly from NamWater, or they are supplied with water from Okahanja-Windhoek line directly. Those residents need to make provision for their water supply during that shutdown. So they have to make alternative, because they usually get water directly from the pipeline. And they just have to store some water during those few days.
Ms. Lydia Amutenya, thank you so much for that update and sharing the information to our residents who are currently having trouble with water in the city.
Thank you very much.